Before the Revolutionary War ever started, Americans were already rebelling, not against a foreign king, but against local landlords. In the 1700s, tenant uprisings shook the colonies, exposing the same pattern we still see today. A ruling class hoarding land and wealth, while workers carry the burden. In colonies like New York and New Jersey, vast estates were controlled by a handful of wealthy families. They didn't farm, they collected rent, while ordinary settlers worked the land as tenants. They paid high rents, owed service, and could be evicted at will. The rich grew richer without touching the soil. That is what America was built on. In the 1740s and 1750s, tenants began to push back. In New Jersey, groups of farmers tore down fences, destroyed records of debt, and rioted against sheriffs who came to seize their property. In New York's Hudson Valley, armed tenant leagues refused to pay rent, calling themselves levelers, a reference to England's earlier uprisings. They saw landlords as parasites, exploiting workers for profit. None of this is new. Authorities answered with violence, same as today. Colonial militias were called in, leaders were jailed, and in some cases, rebels were executed. But the unrest kept returning because inequality never disappeared. These tenant uprisings mattered. They showed that long before today, long before 1776, Americans were already in a class struggle, not just against the crown, but against our own ruling elite. The revolution itself did not end this inequality, and it was never meant to. After independence, the great estates remained, and the tenant unrest flared again in the 1800s, then 1900s, then 2000s. The lesson is clear. America was built not just on rebelling against Britain, but on constant resistance to oligarchs at home. Tenant farmers understood a truth that still applies. When land and power are concentrated in the hands of a few, freedom for the many is simply an illusion.